Hello and welcome to Basic Spanish for OT, PT, and SLP clinicians. My name is Juanita and I will be your host. I am an occupational therapy assistant as well as the author of this book, Basic Spanish for OT, PT, and SLP clinicians in the acute hospital setting. This book, as well as the ebook, can be purchased on Amazon.com. I will leave a link on the channel. On today's video, we will look at spinal precautions, how to say the spinal precautions. Very simple ways. So I always want to encourage you, if you have a Spanish interpreter, certified medical interpreter available, always use them as the first choice. Always. The second thing, these are simple instructions. So if there are in-depth instructions that you want to provide, it's better to have a certified medical interpreter available. But sometimes we're not fortunate to have someone available, and maybe during the the session, you want to be able to tell the person, no bending, no lifting, and twisting. You remember those spinal precautions. So knowing how to say that can be helpful. The next thing I'll tell you is that visual cues, I've said this all along, visual cues are very important. So along with telling the person no bending, no lifting, no twisting, you can also demonstrate what you're talking about. Visual cues are huge, whether it's English or in Spanish, whatever language you're speaking, visual cues are always helpful. So with that being said, vamos a empezar. So if you want to tell someone no bending, you want to say to them, do not bend, it would be no te dobles. No te dobles. No te dobles. So a way to think of it, when you think about the word double and you think dobles, double, dobles, basically don't double yourself. Don't double yourself. Basically, that's the way to think of it. And as adult learners, especially adult language learners, sometimes we need those hints or things to help us to recall the words that we're looking for. So again, when you think about no te dobles, when you're thinking about bending, you think about someone bending. They're doubling themselves. So no te dobles. The next one is lifting, no lifting. No levantes. No levantes. No levantes. So you may laugh at these little hints, but when you think about someone levitating, they're levitating, they're off the ground, something's off the ground. That's a way to think about levantes. So no levantes means don't lift. Don't bring anything off the ground. Okay? The next one, no twisting. No te tuersas. No te tuersas. No te tuersas. So you're going to really laugh at this one. When I think about tuersas, you think about the word twerking, or, when people are doing all kinds of stuff. Don't do that. So, no te tuersas means don't do that. Do not twist. Don't twist. Don't gyrate. Because that's what happens when we think about someone twerking. They're kind of moving their body around. Okay? The next one, log roll to get out of bed. So generally we would have a person bring their legs off the bed and then they twist and bring it over. So I'm going to do this one relatively slowly. Rolo de tronco para levantar de la cama. Rolo de tronco para levantar de la cama. One more time, I think I'm going to say it a little bit slower. Rolo de tronco para levantar de la cama. So basically, when you think about it, roll your trunk to get out of the bed. Roll your trunk to get out of the bed, basically. So that's log roll to get out of the bed. The next one, we're just going to continue what we're saying. The first time I said it, I said, do not bend. Now we want to introduce another word, Lacintura. If you watch the previous videos that I had on the body parts, you will know that cintura is waist. So when we want to tell someone, do not bend, we're really wanting to say to them, do not bend at your waist. So that would be, no te dobles en la cintura. No te dobles en la cintura. Again, no te dobles en la cintura. So don't bend at the waist. So la cintura, when we're talking about spinal precautions, is a very important word to learn. The next one, no twisting at the waist. So no te tuersas en la cintura. No te tuersas en la cintura. I'll do it very slow. No te tuersas en la cintura. So that means no twisting. Don't twist at your waist, okay? The next one, we're going to go back to our numbers because this depends on what the doctor's restrictions were. I've seen it 5 pounds, I've seen it 10 pounds, where we're telling the patient don't lift. But obviously, as I tell my patients, you can lift a pencil. That's fine. But we don't want you lifting more than whatever the poundage is. So if the restrictions, and you would have to know according to your patient's medical restrictions given by the doctor, if you don't want them to lift more than 5 pounds, it would be no te levantes más de 5 libras. That would be 5 pounds. No te levantes más de 5 libras. One more time. No te levantes más de 5 libras. Okay, so that's 5 pounds. Now, if you wanted to say no more than 10 pounds, let's say the doctor had given them 10 pounds, then you would say, no te levantes más de 10 libras. Again, no te levantes más de 10 libras. One more time. No te levantes más de 10 libras. So that is, do not lift more than 10 pounds on that one. And then the last one, do not bend more than 90 degrees. Because remember, BLT, bending, no lifting, no twisting. Do not bend more than 90 degrees. No te dobles más de 90 grados. No te dobles más de 90 grados. One more time, slow. No te dobles más de 90 grados. So basically you're saying don't bend yourself more than 90 degrees. And again, the average person may or may not know what 90 degrees is. So that's where it's important for you to use your visual cues. And I'll be honest with you, as I said before, English or in Spanish, it's very good to use your visual cues. So I said I'm going to keep the video shorter than 10 minutes so that you have an opportunity to go back over and listen and learn and repeat. Listen, learn, and repeat. So, gracias por venir, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.